We begin tonight on a rather sad note. Former President Alhaji Shehu Shagari has died at the age of 93. Alhaji Shagari, Nigeria's first elected president, died today at the National Hospital in the nation's capital in Abuja. Shagari was in office as president from 1979 to 1983, when his administration was truncated on December 31st, 1983, by a military coup d'etat. According to one of his children, Suleiman Shagari, who spoke with our correspondent in Sokoto, the former president took ill on Tuesday, December the 25th. He was rushed to Abuja that same day and admitted in hospital. Alhaji Shagari passed on at about 7 p.m.
We don't want division. We don't want north-south confrontation anymore. We want all Nigerians, wherever they are, to regard themselves as brothers and sisters.
Alhaji Shehu Aliyu Usman Shagari was born in 1925 in Shagari village of Sokoto State. He started his early education at Yabo Elementary School from 1931 to 1935. Between 1936 and 1940, he attended middle school in Sokoto before proceeding to Kaduna College from 1941 to 1944. Shagari trained as a teacher from 1944 to 1952 at the Teachers Training College in Zaria, Kaduna State, and later served as a visiting teacher at Sokoto Province from 1953 to 1958. Shehu Shagari first ventured into politics in 1951 when he became the secretary of the Northern People's Congress in Sokoto. In 1954, he was elected as a member of the Federal House of Representatives for Sokoto West. In 1958, Shagari was appointed as parliamentary secretary to the then Prime Minister Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa and also served as the Federal Minister for Commerce and Industries. Between 1959 and the first military coup in 1960, Shagari variously served as the Federal Minister for Economic Development, Pensions, Internal Affairs, and Works. After the Civil War, he was appointed by the then military head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, as the Federal Commissioner for Economic Development, Rehabilitation and Reconstruction, where he served from 1970 to 1971, and then as Federal Commissioner of Finance from 1971 to 1975. Shehu Shagari was a founding member of the National Party of Nigeria, and with the return of partisan politics in 1979, he was chosen as the party's presidential candidate for the general elections. The NPN won the election that year, and Shagari emerged as Nigeria's first executive president. He ran for a second four-year term in 1983 and won the general election. But on December the 31st, 1983, Shagari was overthrown in a coup led by then Major General Muhammadu Buhari. After his overthrow, he has remained out of politics and retired to a quiet life in his village in Sokoto. The former president took ill on December the 25th and was rushed to the National Hospital in Abuja, where he passed away after 3 days at the age of 93.
He will greatly be missed. Meanwhile, the president has described the death of former President Shagari as the departure of a patriot whose life of service and humility was widely acknowledged. While expressing sadness at the news of the passing away of his predecessor, President Muhammadu Buhari urges Nigerians to emulate Alhaji Shagari, whom he said lived to a ripe age and led an exemplary life. A statement from the presidency quotes President Buhari as saying, Nigerians held him in the highest esteem even when he was out of office until his demise, and will forever miss his wise counsels. The president prayed that Almighty God will comfort the family of the ex-president and all those who mourn him and grant his soul eternal rest. Some residents of Baga community in Kukawa local government area of Borno State have fled their homes as the Nigerian army battles for the control of the town. The fleeing residents say that they are seeking refuge in the state capital, Maiduguri, after the insurgents chased them out of their community. Meanwhile, the Nigerian army says that troops of Operation Lafia Dole are currently battling for the control of the fishing community. At a news conference today, the Chief of Training and Operations of the Command, Major General Lamidi Adeosun, denied reports that the insurgents have hoisted their flag at the headquarters of the Multinational Joint Task Force in Baga town.
As we speak, we have taken control of Baga. I was talking about the positions yesterday when we were dilly-dallying to be able to stabilize the place. So Baga is not in the hands of Boko Haram. I say again, Baga is not in the hands of Boko Haram. They contested it, but they've lost the contest. Exercise Egweke 3, however, is very significant because for the first time, the exercise will be conducted simultaneously across the whole country. It is also a reassurance of the resolve of the Nigerian Army and indeed the entire armed forces of Nigeria, as well as other security agencies, to ensure that law and order is maintained as we approach the forthcoming 2019 general elections. The Nigerian Army will continue to conduct internal security operations in combating criminality and other security challenges in the country, in line with its constitutional mandate of military aid to civil authority.
Meanwhile, the Chief of Air Staff has promised that the Nigerian Air Force will not disappoint Nigerians and the President in the ongoing fight against Boko Haram. Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar disclosed this during a routine operational visit to troops at the headquarters of the air component of the Operation Lafia Dole in Yola, Adamawa State. The Air Force Chief revealed that President Muhammadu Buhari has provided additional military hardware for airmen to prosecute the war to its logical conclusion.
Take advantage of the opportunity presented to us, given to us by the federal government in terms of procurement of air assets. 18 brand new aircraft have already been inducted. We are expecting another 12 from the United States. If you add 18 and 12, that gives you about 30, right? We are equally expecting helicopter gunships from Italy. In addition to that, we are also expecting additional Mi-35M from the Russian Federation. I think this is the first time in over 30 years that the Air Force is acquiring this number of platforms. We must therefore work hard to justify the investment that the federal government has made and is still making on us. We must ensure that no territory of Nigeria is undermined by any individual or group of individuals.
To politics now, President Muhammadu Buhari has reiterated that his administration will end insurgency in the northeast if re-elected. The president made the promise as he officially flagged off the 2019 presidential campaign of the All Progressives Congress in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Our correspondent, Gloria Omezweke, reports.
Uproar, clamour, hailings as the president is ushered into the Akpabio International Stadium, where thousands of supporters converge for the official flag-off of the 2019 presidential campaign. Director General of the Presidential Campaign Council and national leader of the party took turns to convince supporters that they will be making the right choice again.
So we're here asking you to learn the fact that we need another chance to complete the assignment that you've given to us. And we'll complete it as soon as you give us that chance to come back. We'll create more employment. In fact, I said in Ibadan that if the railway were constructed from Lagos to Ibadan, it's $1.6 billion. If PDP left the $2 billion that is stole, we would have continued to Ilorin.
No backward in our gear. No backward for Akwa Ibom. No backward dressing for Nigeria. It's forward marching, it's progress, it's development, it's diversity in economic prosperity. We will bring that out. We will work with you to build a Nigeria that you can rely upon, that is not corrupt.
The party's national leader presents the party's flag to governorship candidates of the party in Akwa Ibom State, Delta, Rivers, and Bayelsa, all in the South-South.
I'm sure by the special grace of God, victory will be yours come February 2019.
President Muhammadu Buhari then takes time to enumerate gains recorded so far and even more gains when re-elected.
I assure you, we have collected properties, we have collected cash, and we have gone back to single treasury account that all monies that are going into the government go through one account, which means it can be traced and accounted for. We are going to secure this country. We are going to manage it properly. We are going to stop corruption.
He also receives a flag as the official presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress.
Us to victory come February 16, 2016.
APC!
On the first day of flagging off his presidential campaign, the president leaves one promise for Nigerians, that is, no one will regret voting him back into office, primarily to consolidate on his achievements in the areas of security, corruption, and economy. From Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Gloria Umezuke, Channels Television News.